From the heart of the Arklatex, local news that matters. This is NBC6 News at 5, home of the 2016 Summer Olympics.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Jovic.
And I'm Dan Jovic. It was a celebration of life for a local civil rights leader who dedicated 60 years towards working to make the city of Shreveport better.
Dr. E. Edward Jones died last week at his home. Community and church members, along with city leaders, spent the day honoring the political activist. NBC6's Markel Sinnett joins us live with tonight's top story.
Jackie and Dan, Dr. Jones was at the forefront of the civil rights movement in Shreveport, and his efforts touched the lives of many beyond his church doors. Galilee Baptist Church's drill team led the final farewell for civil rights pioneer, Dr. E. Edward Jones.
He was a great man of God, a father, husband, and a friend to all mankind.
Enola Jackson was a member of Jones's church for 16 years and has known him personally for 30.
He touched so many lives, including my husband's and mine.
Dr. Jones was Pastor Joe Gant's mentor and father in ministry.
All of us stand on the shoulder of some giant, and I was able to see farther because I was standing on his shoulders.
Reverend Jones filed a lawsuit against Caddo Parish Public Schools on behalf of his daughter in order to integrate Caddo campuses.
This country has suffered a great loss because he is a man who has contributed so much to so many.
Gant drove Reverend Jones across the country and learned firsthand about his love for Grambling State University.
He didn't just support with his mouth. He put his monies there to invest in Grambling because he realized Grambling was the cause to help develop him into what he is.
Jones left a lasting mark on the hearts of many, and especially the Allendale community.
This country and the world is better because of Dr. Edward Jones.
The legacy that he leaves behind is love and concern and care.
The church and the community will honor Jones in a celebration tonight at 7. His funeral is tomorrow morning at 11. And at the close of the Friday service, the hearse carrying the body of Jones will drive through Allendale and past the Old Galilee Church on Williamson prior to burial at Lincoln Cemetery. Jackie.
All right, thank you very, very much, Markel.
Education matters, and today Bossier Superintendent D.C. Machen Jr. wraps up 42 years of service. The school board is hosting a retirement party which goes until 6 p.m. at the Bossier Instructional Center on Airline Drive. Scott Smith, who worked under Machen as the assistant superintendent, takes over at the start of the school year.
An update now, a Shreveport man is indicted for the death of a grandmother earlier this year. Back in April on Martha Street in Moortown, police say Carlos Franklin shot and killed Gina Foster and injured her grandson, Cyborio Foster, in a drive-by shooting. Franklin stands accused of second-degree murder and attempted second-degree murder. He will be arraigned on June 28th in Caddo District Court.
We have another update as well. The convicted murderer who escaped from an Arkansas prison has been recaptured. A spokesperson for the Arkansas Department of Corrections says Lloyd Jones was found today after he ran off from a work detail at the East Arkansas Regional Correctional Facility on Monday. Jones was serving time for killing a 16-year-old girl in 2012 in Sebastian County.
Safety matters in a dangerous intersection that's been the scene of several deaths in Ogden, Arkansas will finally see safety features added. NBC6's Alexandra Meacham joins us live from our Texarkana newsroom with the latest. Alex?
Well, Dan and Jackie, Arkansas highway and railroad officials just approved plans to construct crossing arms at the Pine Street intersection in Ogden. Representatives with the Highway and Transportation Department met with Kansas City Southern Railroad officials on Wednesday. They agreed to the construction of crossing arms and bells to the railroad intersection on Pine Street. Money will come out of the Federal Transportation Fund and cost around $350,000. This is a long-awaited achievement for people in Ogden who've lost loved ones in vehicle-train collisions. The grandmother of a 10-year-old boy who was killed in a train accident in January says she's comforted knowing other children in the community will now be safer.
It's really a big relief. Now that it's a known fact that it is going to take place. Anything to help anybody else to keep from going through this would be a blessing.
KCS Railroad will carry out the construction and improvements, but officials say the crossing arms won't be constructed until sometime next year, so it is important for drivers to remain cautious at this intersection in the meantime. Back to you.
Glad to see that progress. Thank you very much, Alex.
NBC6 is your local election headquarters, and Donald Trump touches down in Texas this morning, making it his first appearance as the presumptive Republican presidential nominee in the Lone Star State. NBC6's Anna Wernicke shares more.
Trump supporters were given a 24-hour notice that Trump would be holding a rally here today. His campaign sent out a note several weeks ago saying that Trump would be returning back to the Lone Star State to attend private events to raise money for his campaigns. But as of late yesterday, they said in 2 of the cities he'll be hosting rallies. But the late notice didn't affect today's turnout. Hundreds of people lined up early to get inside this South Dallas venue, actually located down the street from the Dallas Police headquarters. The venue holds roughly 3,800 people, and his campaign said earlier they're expecting it to fill up fast. Now, Trump's rallies have been known to attract big crowds at each of his campaign stops. But not only do they attract crowds of supporters, they also attract a lot of protesters. And that's exactly what we're seeing here today in Dallas.
The big points, immigration, just the corruptness. You know, hopefully I'd like to see them fire Hillary Clinton up. I don't like her. I'd like to see them, get on Hillary Clinton and her corrupt history.
Trump is expected to take the stage around 7 o'clock tonight, and this is his first stop in a 3-city tour of the Lone Star State. Tomorrow morning, he'll be heading to San Antonio and Houston, where he'll be attending private fundraisers, followed by a rally in the Woodlands later that night. In Dallas, I'm Anna Wernicke. Back to you.
Anna, thank you very much. Money matters, and gas is over $2 a gallon now, but today you don't have to spend a penny. Sport Trend bus rides, they're free as Shreveport dumps the pump.
And you still have time to take advantage, too. NBC6's Christian Henson is live at the bus station in downtown Shreveport with more. Christian?
Well, Dan and Jackie, it's true those bus rides are free. You can see some of them lined up behind me. There are dozens of people coming through the bus station today, and all those buses free. It's keeping money in your wallet, and it's also keeping some of the carbon emissions out of Shreveport, at least for a day. All Sport Trend bus rides are free for Dump the Pump.
Public transportation is a great way to beat gas prices and reduce our carbon footprint.
Save $1, I'm not working right now, so it's a blessing.
It's a citywide celebration starting with a block party.
There's a party today. How you doing? All right.
Complete with ice-cold drinks and a free lunch.
Hot dogs.
And chips.
And chips.
All right. Hopping on a random bus can also show you parts of the city you didn't know were there.
It's an opportunity for the kids to ride around and see places that they never saw.
Kids like Vickiana Coleman.
That's the greatest thing they could ever invented for a mother like me.
And kids at heart, like Deborah Shake Snyder, who's back for the 3rd year with a group of friends.
Normally we don't ride the bus, so we're getting a chance to go see places that we wouldn't get to see if we were driving in our cars. We want to see what's in the city, so we're taking the bus to find out.
You've still got hours to come downtown and hop on one of these buses, so get your errands done, just explore the city. And yes, Dan and Jackie, there is air conditioning on the buses, so you'll be nice and cool as well. Back to you.
Probably the most attractive part. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, we have details on a special dinner that carries with it a special meaning of peace.
Plus, Prince William does something no one from the royal family has ever done before.